Hey, welcome to the exam room. I know you guys are familiar with the exam room. If you guys watch it before, usually in another spot, but currently it's a little too hot in that spot, so I'm just gonna do it right here. Anyways, on a couple of my exam rooms so far, I've already done Black Lives Matters, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then also policing in the United States. Today, I want to get into something that a lot of people currently in our country are just ignoring, which is the mask pandemic. I guess it's the wrong way of saying it. I guess the mask deniers. There we go. That's better. Anyways, there's a lot of people who are just who are against wearing the masks. And I've talked about this before. When I went to Vegas, I saw a lot of people who just didn't want to wear masks. I went to go take a walk and walk my dog, and I see like these Caucasian women walking around with no masks, like walking close to each other. And I mean, there's a lot of this factor in the situation. So I just wanted to clear a couple things up for everybody at home, so people are aware of what's going on, why we need masks, because a lot of people don't know why we're wearing them. So let me just give you guys first some information from the CDC in case you haven't really looked at it yourself. This is from the CDC website. Cloth face covering are recommended as a simple barrier to help prevent respiratory droplets from traveling into the air and onto other people when the person wearing the cloth face covering coughs, sneezes, talks, or raises their voice. This is called source control. This recommendation is based on what we know about the roles respiratory droplets play in the spread of the virus that causes COVID-19, and paired with emerging evidence from clinical and laboratory studies that shows cloth face coverings reduce the spray of droplets when worn over the nose and mouth. COVID-19 spreads mainly among people who are in close contact with one another within about 6 feet. So the use of cloth face coverings is particularly important in settings where people are close to each other or where social distancing is difficult to maintain. Now, that's from the CDC website. Okay, and I'm going to put right here some information about pretty much some just basic rules about what's going on and how to prevent COVID-19. Just for some fun facts. Now, a lot of people will be like, well, I don't believe that's true or that it helps. Some people believe it's just pointless. And I get that because Dr. Fauci, in the beginning, when he announced about the situation, he talked about it like it wasn't a big deal. You didn't need masks. And then later on, they say you do need masks. So it was kind of a crock. And I just want you guys to understand that part. That you guys, it's important that we wear a mask. I do believe I wear a mask every day. I'm actually not sick. I work about a couple days a week, and I go into actual social places. I deal with a lot of crowds, and I've been very fine because, want to know why? I wear a mask. It's not really that complicated. And here's an example of a country that did it kind of right. Okay, so here's the total for Taiwan. Okay, Taiwan has 443 cases. Now, I don't believe the cases that much. I always feel like those are speculations, but 7 deaths, that's a pretty impressive number. Okay? So here's a quote from the Times. Okay? In the initial days of an outbreak, the only thing as bad as being the epicenter of the global epidemic is being right next door to one, especially one that has it out for you, politically speaking. Despite that, the self-governing island has managed a truly admirable response in less than ideal circumstances. As of this week, Taiwan has registered just 443 cases and 7 casualties. Rather than shuttering its economy for weeks on end in an attempt to slow down the virus, Taiwan went another way. After quickly closing its borders and banning exports of surgical masks, the government used contact tracing and mobile SIM tracking to identify and ensure those in quarantine were actually abiding by the rules. Taiwan has a single-payer healthcare system. Medical officials held briefing for the public daily, and businesses were kept open by using aggressive precautionary measures like taking temperatures and providing sanitizers before patrons could enter business establishments. Look at that! If we had just followed in Taiwan's step, don't get me wrong, I don't agree with the tracking thing. I do not agree with that at all. But okay, so let's get into a couple things. If people would just wear masks when they went outside and had hand sanitizers and just kept their distance, we would be dealing with less of a situation here in this country. Now, it's fair to say that, well, why not just tell Americans wear masks and, wear sanitizers, and we don't have to close anything. We don't have to close down nothing. We don't have to, we don't have to stay home. Have you lived in the United States long enough? How many patriots, are out there who are talking about, like, I don't want to wear masks? I mean, really, we're supposed to trust in them to do right by everyone else who is actually abiding by the rules. And these people who act like this is against their rights, oh, you guys are taking away my rights. How? Because we're trying to save people. Oh, it's going against my religion, or it's attacking my religion, just because they don't want you to go into social gatherings and religion places, so that way you can catch it. But no, people won't stop doing it. So can we trust Americans to wear masks and abide by the rules? Heck no. But can we track them? Heck no. That's even worse. A lot of Americans are just going to flip on it. So there's no way we would track. And I don't even think tracking is a good idea. However, if people would just follow the rules, we wouldn't have these issues. And Taiwan proved that. I mean, they proved that they maintain control, and they have kind of a universal healthcare, a single-payer healthcare over there. So everything worked out for them. We don't have single-payer healthcare here. Everybody is given the choice to wear a mask or not. There's not like, hey, if we find out you're wearing a mask or you're not wearing a mask, we're going to fine you. Nothing like that. Nothing's really being cracked down, and that's why things are going bad. But let's get into it. Maybe you think Taiwan is just a lucky fluke. Okay, here are some other countries. Australia had 7,000 cases, over 7,000 cases, had 102 deaths. Okay, New Zealand had about 1,000 cases, had 22 deaths. South Korea had 11,000 cases, over 11,000 cases, has 276 deaths. Singapore has about 38,000 cases, 25 deaths. I mean, there's more. I mean, I'm going to show you all. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of them right here. There's some for Australia, Germany. There's in Canada. I mean, there's a lot of places. And don't get me wrong, Canada and Germany did not do so well. However, I will say that, considering all the other countries did very well, I'm not going to complain. And we didn't follow in any of those examples. And if you guys are wondering what the death toll is for Americans right now, boom. That's today. I just recently took a screenshot of it. People are going to say, well, that probably isn't the number because, they're claiming everybody's dying from COVID or something. But at least if let's just trim the fat. Let's say about 33,000 of them. Okay, 33,000 are not legit. 100,000 of them, they gotta be legit, guys. 100,000 deaths. And possibly 3 million who might have it. That's a lot, guys. I mean, if you look at the numbers, New York and California are the number ones up in there, but I mean, that's bad. So we're not doing so good. Donald Trump just said it was cool to wear masks. I look like the Lone Ranger. He just put that statement out. Had he done it before, had he just showed this leadership, had he just told Americans, hey, Americans, we need to work together. We need to prove other countries that we're better than them. Let's wear masks. You think he could have done that rather than say, I don't need to wear a mask. Look at me. Oh, I wear a mask. Yeah, I wear a mask when no one else is around. Yeah, no, but don't worry. I get tested. I let them get tested first because I'm the president. Those were his quotes. So then why you wear a mask? If you get tested before anyone checks you out, before I check, I mean, it doesn't make any sense how he says things like that. But anyways, I digress. So, pretty much, just putting this simple to the point, guys. I want to make this pretty much easy for you guys. We need to wear masks. It's vitally important to prevent any more of this spreading. I already read you an pretty much information showing that the droplets are the reasons why we're still catching these viruses. It would be better. And you know that there's cramped places in aisles, so why not wear a mask? It just makes practical amount of sense to wear a mask everywhere. My wife recently went to try to go hiking, and there were rules over there on the signs that say you have to wear a mask when you go over here, but people weren't following them. This is the problem, people. We as a country, we have to come together with this common sense. We don't want to die. It don't matter what race you are. It don't matter if you're rich. Okay? Even rich people can catch it from poor people, from middle class people. Remember, you have people who serve you, take care of you, deliver your stuff, make your product. You forget that? It's not going to go away just because it's in small communities. It's going to go to bigger ones too. It's better we all come together and come to our senses and realize we need to just wear the mask. It's the least thing we can do in the sense. Just saying.